The Devil Wears Nada is definitely different. There were bits of this episode of The Simpsons that I liked, but I feel like it was missing something. And I'm not entirely sure what that something is. I can't quite put my finger on it. This is the 5th episode of the 21st season, directed by Nancy Kruse, and Marge does a naked or sensual charity calendar. And the residents of Springfield love this very sensual calendar. And meanwhile, Homer gets a job working for Karl, who's been promoted at the power plant, and Homer is now his assistant, and he's working, I think he worked 100 hours in 1 week, and he then has to fly to Paris with him. And I will say, I loved how well that was animated, particularly the landmarks. I just thought it was beautiful to look at. The episode had some really great music in it as well, but honestly, I feel like not a lot actually happened. And when I try and think of things that were good, apart from, well, Karl being in a different position and, speaking slightly differently, having a different relationship with Homer, that was quite interesting. Marge was alright. I didn't really care for her that much here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the character, but I just found that she didn't bring anything interesting to it. I wasn't really that fascinated by her character or ultimately what happened. Bart and Lisa may as well have not been in it, for all they contributed, and Homer was just so un-Homer that I found it difficult to buy into his narrative. So for me, it wasn't very good. There were some good bits of animation, but honestly, apart from it being slightly fascinating to see Karl in this slightly different position and then Homer working for him, it just didn't really tick any boxes for me. It was an interesting concept, but I didn't care for it. There were some good bits, as I said, but honestly, The Devil Wears Nada was not great. If I was binge watching season 21, would I skip it? Maybe. I might. It depends. It's not incredible, but at the same time, it's not awful. It's not offensive. It's not like it doesn't make any sense. So it's not terrible in that regard, but it's just not good. Maybe I'd watch it again at some point, see if my opinion changes. I doubt it, but one never knows. But certainly for now, The Devil Wears Nada is not an episode I enjoyed.